Hello, welcome to Simcha, a celebration of life. I'm your host, Nikki Wallman. An artist of high integrity and sensitivity, Russ Nerwich has the reputation of being an innovative and dedicated musician. Committed to using music as a vehicle to communicate, uplift and empower, Russ is highly regarded by both musicians and the listening public. His latest album, Beyond the Walls, is recognized to be one of the most daring and interesting musical works to come out of South Africa in recent years.
At a certain level, I describe myself as very simple in what I ask for from life and what I ask for from myself, very simple, basic things. And at another level, complex in the way that I might offer those things from a creative point of view. Maybe I'm an eccentric mashugana, but I strive to live a life that's focused and a life that's grounded and a life that is a sensible, practical way of living that allows me to be healthy and that allows me to be in touch with people around me. In my opinion, really, an artist is someone who's living artfully as opposed to someone who's creating things. But I mean, you know, I like to blow the saxophone, so it makes me a musician. There's a couple of different ways in which my imagination is brought to life. One of the ways is where I might come into contact with something historic and to share it in a way that is a new offering. Then there's a creative process that happens within me which is literally like a sort of divine inspiration. I know that there's a Hasidic teaching that says that the final form of something is contained in the moment of its conception. So the moment you have an idea, the finished form of that thing is contained energetically in the original idea. What I want to do is I want to return to that initial moment of conception where all the energy is stored and just draw from it. That's part of the discipline for me of being an artist.
Ungesollet euch von Herzen macht man aller Heil.
Beyond the Walls body of work, which are songs composed and written in the ghettos and camps. The melodies and the stories and the Jewish folk music resonates with me because I identify with it being a part of me from a soul point of view, going back however many hundreds of thousands of years it did, you know. When I hear certain melodies, it rings inside of me. But you can put me with a klezmer band and I'm like going to have a very good time.
Sie ist keine mit mir in der Nacht.
The term Holocaust refers to like the strategic extermination of an entire people, and they're people who have a resistance against using the word in any other context. But when I find myself playing that music for people, it's an opportunity to communicate to them that this is something that has happened and that this is something that continues to happen, whether you genocide of people in Burundi or the Middle East or wherever it happens to be taking place. The Beyond the Walls project has now become for me a project to be a vehicle and an interpreter for musicians who lived and who perhaps had something to say. Playing Beyond the Walls in Europe, there you have a captive audience who understand the context of the music. Often they miss the music, For people who don't know what they're listening to, they'll often say to me, wow, that music was incredibly emotive. It conjured up feelings and things that I hadn't anticipated. What was that? I don't believe in playing emotionally, because then I'm compromising the music. Because the music has the feeling. You don't tell the music what's happening. The music's what's speaking to you. When you play something with full-on intention, kavanah and like oomph, it will reach your ear and it will find its way out the room, and that melody will go, you know? I actually refer to music, at least in my own mind, as being the greatest tangible intangible. That's it, you know? Music is the closest thing that we have to perceiving a waveform, but it never exists as a physical thing, but you experience it on a physical level, physically, and you can hear it. It's the greatest thing you have to perceive, one of the workings of the universe. I dig music because I get to be a part of that every single day. I mean, I'm dealing with one of the fundamental building blocks of the universe, sound. You know, that's the most humbling thing ever.
Jewish cooking varies widely throughout the world due to the use of local ingredients and the cultural influences which have made their mark on Jewish cuisine. Today, we visit Oded's kitchen as he introduces us to the wonderful aromas of the Sephardic dish, Matboucha.
Matboucha is one of the dishes that you can find almost in every Israeli home. It comes from the Arab word matbouch, to cook, and it's basically a cooked salad. And for me, it symbolizes the kind of the sunshine of the Mediterranean. First of all, the garlics. A whole head of garlics goes to the dish, and it's chopped very, very coarsely because we want to feel the garlic. For the pepper, I sliced it into half, take the core out, and trim all the white bits, and slice it coarsely into cubes. Now to the chilies. Now, if you want a bit of a milder result, just cut the chili and remove the seeds, because the heat is in the seeds and the white membrane that is inside of the chili. And then just slice it finely. And the next thing is the tomatoes. Those were, first of all, blanched in boiling water for about 2 to 3 minutes and then peeled. So let's go cooking. Light the fire. 4 tablespoons of olive oil. First, we fry the chili and the peppers. We do the chilies first because then the oil can get this wonderful flavor of the chili. We fry the peppers for 4 or 5 minutes until the pepper starts to lose their color and become paler. And we can add the rest of the ingredients. And the garlic. And the onion. Season with salt and about 2 to 3 teaspoons of paprika and a juice of 1 lemon. Mix it well together. Reduce the heat to almost the minimum and just let the dish simmer very, very slowly for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours. The matboucha is ready. Most of the liquid has evaporated and the sauce is nice and thick. So I'll just add a tiny bit of my favorite garnish, piece of parsley. It can be kept in the fridge for up to 2 weeks, and it's fantastic as a sandwich spread or just as a snack with a bit of fresh bread. Here you are, matboucha.
Well, that's all we have time for this week. If you'd like to get the full recipe for the matboucha, go to www.spiritsister.co.za. As always, from me, Nikki, and the entire team, shalom and have a safe and peaceful week.